This video was a fascinating snapshot into a world that tries to exist outside the world of the Gorger. They fear that assimilation will destroy their unique culture while they attempt to coexist as economic actors.
Found out that American gypsies, or gypsies period, was an actual culture. Statistics related to the presence of the culture in Jacksonville, only 1/9% of Florida contains American gypsies. Or 1920 and 1930s, they started to migrate from a lot of places. England, France, Portugal, Spain, India, and actually the word gypsy means one who roams about, and they speak Romanian. They're very private people because they were quote unquote supposed to be hated by a lot of other either religions, nationalities, etc. Depending on the state that they live in, they actually adapt to the more dominant religion that's in that area. Many are not very active in the actual the religion because they kind of keep themselves separated. Their social roles, they have like the male that is the dominant, the wife. She's only really good, you know, for having babies. If they have little girls, they get married at a very young age, like teens.
Wow.
And they have like a dowry, which they give to the other family for taking on their daughter, and it can go from anywhere from $50 to $5,000. And they're common with the supernatural and things like that. You see a lot of their women that are like fortune tellers and things like that. The children are forbidden to learn non-gypsy ways, but the gypsies, they allow their children to sit in on those conversations, and they say that's how they actually learn how to continue the gypsy culture.
Okay, I studied a lot about the gypsies, their health, their beliefs, what they eat, their practices. They eat food that's pure and clean. Some fast on Fridays. Some food, they eat a lot of pepper, salt and vinegar, garlic and onions. And they consider these lucky and encourages good health. They love eating together, and they sometimes share with their friends. They respect friendship. They don't prohibit cruelty to animals. They may only be killed for some food. Horse meat.
Really?
Is a serious offense that they consider, according to their customs. If you eat that meat, you will be punished. Okay, most of the gypsies are not healthy people because they don't believe in going to the doctor.
From, you know, the hate that people display to them once they
Maybe
find
they
out
think that
they're
there's no
gypsies.
And that's why they don't comply with preventive issues. Like if the doctor gives them certain kind of pills, they be worried about if it's a certain color.
Really? Wow.
And then another thing though, when they get sick, they all come together. Issues, diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases. Some of the gypsies, they have the conflict with medical personnel because they're suspicious of their non-gypsy
ways. I read somewhere too that they consider everything below their waist.
Yes, I got
unclean.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah,
baby. Like
the
when
way
you
they
have a
bathe, the
baby,
top half of the body
baby's
from
not
the
clean.
waist up is considered polluted area.
Mhm.
And then so they might use like two rags. They might clean this part,
No,
this
we
part.
don't do that.
And then we're all women. When the woman monthly is on, she has to she can't wash her clothes with the rest of the family. She has to walk. She can't walk with the male at that time.
Sounds like they've adopted a lot of the values that the Jews have with the same type of stuff with the menstruation that's considered dirty.
And then the woman, as far as like pap smears, they'll only agree to it unless it's very, very necessary.
Well, Bridget, I know you had the part of the Healthy People 2020. What did you
Right.
find out?
Well,
That's interesting.
I found out because the gypsies are very untrusting, it is going to be very difficult to integrate them into a lot of these objectives. And because they have a lot of issues, there's a lot of older adults within the gypsy clans, and as we know, gypsies really value their elders. They're the most important, referred to kind of as the king and the queen of the clan. So the Healthy Objectives 2020 would be, taking care of the older adults. So when it's introduced, it could be focused on, we need to take care of them, and this is how we do it. So seeing that they're older, they're going to have typical issues that we want to address: tobacco use, their nutrition, weight statuses, and because they marry young, then family planning is going to be very important. So I think if the education is brought to them on a point where it's interesting and then we're trying to help them as opposed to wanting to harm them, and just start it off as introduce it as educational. And occupational health and safety, I think, is very important because their men are into labor work, paving and very laborious tasks. So I think that's really important
do they do like coal mines and things like that?
They do anything that's work. They wouldn't consider you a real man if you did a job that your hands didn't get dirty or, cracked. And then, of course, just showing them the access to the healthcare service, I think, is important.
Okay.
Well, I found out that like some American gypsies, they're considered a stranger in in everybody's land. They're considered a stranger because you don't find them like a lot, but sometimes you do. They sometimes believe some of them believe in marrying their first cousins, which I found that I didn't really know that. It's very common. And they believe in working from home and making a living. Some of them, they have more education than others. They feed off of each other, so they don't have any higher education than any other person in their group.
Well, mine was finding programs that basically are in Florida, and since the population is so small, there's not really a lot of programs for them in Florida. But the Romanian American League was not based in North Florida, it's based in South Florida, near Miami. It's a lot. The population is bigger there, so they have their own program, their own nonprofit organization for their people, basically. And they have a lot of health programs. If you if you're a part of this, it's free membership, and then if you got money or you a successful person, then you could pay for the membership, but it's free. But they have sports programs for their culture of people, they still do the regular soccer, but it's for their people to keep their people together and united.
Okay, did everybody want to stand up? I think everybody went in their closet and maybe found one piece of what they wanted to share, what they had on today.
Woo, gypsy.
I don't know what to say. On my
Shake what
vest
you got.
Or
Gypsy.
That's right here.
Thank you. We are Gypsy Org from Queens. Gypsy Org, actually from Romania. Mickey Stevens, piano.